What's happening, guys? Callum here at REVITUP UK. We're in our Barbados branch today. It's absolutely boiling. Sam's pink as, can't say what he's pink as, but a bit burnt, aren't you, from Tuna Fest over the weekend. So today we've got two completely different cars, but at the same time, both hot hatches. Something that people may consider. Obviously M140 we've got here, stage 1, 430 brake. You see hundreds and thousands of these on the road for a good reason, because they're pretty much as good as they can get. This and the Golf R is probably what most people will opt for if they want a fast hot hatch. Obviously this being rear wheel drive, you can have a bit more fun in it. By contrast, we've got here the Golf GTI TCR. This is something which you won't see so many of. I'm not sure on the exact numbers they actually produced, but it's a lot lower than these and the Golf Rs. Mark, the owner, actually had one of these, and it was one of his favourite cars he ever had. This one as well, stage 1, 360 brake, so it's a little bit down on power. But I mean, in the real world, are you going to notice that much difference? We'll find out. So we're going to take them both off for a drive, see what you think. Me and Sam are probably slightly biased into our BMs, aren't we? So yeah, we'll take them out, see what we think, and then see what you guys think as well. Right, so here we are in the 140. Everything looks pretty familiar to me. So I've got the M4, similar to what Sam's got to lay out, but you know, it's about 400 years old, so might not be used to this. But I think the interiors of BMs are just, you know what you're gonna get, don't you? They're nothing amazing, but just everything's where you expect them to be. This one's got the upgraded, well, the later iDrive, so it's a little bit different, the layout. It's got the royal steering wheels, been retrimmed, got like the perforated leather, which is a little bit nicer. A lot of the BM wheels, they go all horrible and greasy. I like the red leather though. It's a nice contrast on the black porn star red leather into that. Not into the cream, it's a bit moody, the cream. But yeah, it's a nice car. We'll go up to the top road now, give it a few pulls. These are crazy quick, considering like how much the cars are. I mean, like this one, got an amazing spec, got the Harman card and everything like that on it, and it's only like 20 grand. And this like stage 1, 431 brake, like 5-10 years ago, that was crazy power, and now it's just run-of-the-mill stuff in it, in a hot hatch. Obviously rear-wheel drive, this one. Loads of people say that they are quite twitchy, high-end, because obviously there's no LSD, and I'd have to agree with them. They are a bit scary, not so much on a day like today, where it's absolutely boiling. Sam's got the aircon on about 500 mile an hour, but in the wet, it will catch you out a few times. But we'll go to the top road now, do a few pulls, see how it feels, and then we'll swap over to the Golf. So here we're on the top road, we're in sport mode, not sport plus yet, like everything's still enabled, so just chilling in 6th gear, plant it now. Snappy that, isn't it?
Yeah, not bad.
Sounds nice as well. This has got the PCW exhaust mod, so nothing like too crazy for the exhaust, just kind of gives it that little bit of extra sound, but definitely puts you back in your seat, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
You can probably tell by the camera was in like the boot then. Yeah, it's nice that. Revving to 7k as well. Like the Golfs and things like that are a lot more punchy, whereas this is like, it's more like linear with the power, I'd say. So the extra 2 cylinders, I think, obviously will help towards that, and just the sound of it. It sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds great.
But as I say, on a day like today, you can just plant it really in any gear and have no problems. Whereas if we were doing this test in December, we'd probably end up in one of those trees over there. So yeah, we'll get it into manual now, coming into the roundabout. This has got the ZF box, obviously, which is really smooth, but personally I prefer like the DCT that you get in like the proper M cars. But it sticks alright. Oh, bit of a twitch there. Just cutting the power there. Yeah, it sounds heavy though, doesn't it? This is going to smoke most cars, isn't it? Obviously I know everyone nowadays has silly fast cars, like, but your general standard kind of performance cars, this is going to keep up with them. But yeah, so this is stage 1. Stage 2, you get to about like 450, 460. And then I think the fastest one we've seen was that M240, which is about like 503 brake, but that had meth in that, didn't it, I think? But yeah, you can see why there's so many of them about, because you can just bang it back into eco if you're a weirdo and just cruise about, and they're actually not bad on fuel. You find it always be in Sport Plus, always be on the flappies and that. I think this one's got the gearbox mapped as well. Yeah, because a little bit faster on the shifts. I think like compared to, well, I imagine how this Golf's going to be going out in there, I reckon that'll be a lot sharper on the steering, but we'll find out. But overall, for 20 bags, so I reckon you'd have more fun. Like obviously you can get older cars and things, but this is a 16 plate with what, like 50, things like 57k on it.
It's a lot of car for the
Yeah,
money.
like what are you going to get that's better than that? But yeah, we'll take it back now. We'll get a few little sound clips and out of it, because these do sound lovely. And then we'll go out in the Golf. Right, so just put some fuel in the Golf TCR. First impressions out, it's a lot more modern and kind of like tech focused inside. Obviously you've got the much bigger screen here. You've got the virtual cockpit, which I mean I do love, to be fair. The wheel, a little bit skinnier. That's one thing I do like about the BMW, is quite like a chunky grip on it. I do find that the VAG kind of stuff's a little bit skinny, but it's all different, isn't it? Being the TCR, obviously you've got the wouldn't even know what pattern you'd call that. Yeah, well, kind of jog tartan that, isn't it? And then you've got like nice sways around the gear stick as well. But I'd say it's pretty nice inside, do you reckon, Sam?
Yeah, it's nice. I think I prefer the Beamer though.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, just the build quality seems nicer.
Yeah, I'd probably say it's more chunky, the BM, isn't it? And like a bit more old school. This is definitely louder though, isn't it?
A lot louder.
It's got, I don't even know what make it is, it's got a custom exhaust on it. So obviously stage 1 around like 360 brake, which by today's standards doesn't sound a lot, but it's still a lot of power for what tracking this weighs, like 1500 kilos,
Yeah, roughly that.
something like that. It's a lot more kind of like sporty feeling, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas the BM was a bit more kind of like,
Daily.
yeah, more of a daily, bit more of a cruiser, but like on the long straights you're going to smoke everyone. I think this just kind of eggs you on to just kick its head in, basically. We're in sport, well we're in race mode, it's called in this at the moment, and it's banging its head off the back. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the camera. Give it a little bit now, see how it feels. Can't beat the DSG farts, can you?
Yeah,
You love them bangs when it change gear. You can definitely tell it's down on power.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
You can tell it's down on power, and obviously it's not like as smooth, like it's smooth in terms of the gear change and stuff, but it just
How it
feels,
dies off.
yeah, it just tails off a little bit in the top end and doesn't quite rev as hard. I think it looks to rev to about 6.5k. But I think in a set of bends, this is where it comes into its own. Obviously front wheel drive, not the 4-wheel drive or rear wheel drive, so they're always notoriously good. Chucking it around some bends, probably not a single bend around there at all. We can test on there's a little roundabouts here, but yeah, it's nice. Put it into a sport on the box as well. Chuck it around here. Oh, back end switching a bit there, isn't it? Okay. Defo more fun than a Golf R this.
Yeah.
Like Golf R around there, I think you're gonna be a little bit quicker.
Gonna understeer massively.
But yeah, probably ended up in them builders. But back end was flicking out a little bit there, wouldn't you feel it?
Could be the tyres though.
It could be the tyres. I think it's got decent on it though, and it's got, I think it's Pilot Sports on it. I like it. Say Mark, the owner, had one. I obviously didn't really drive that with much enthusiasm, because imagine going into work saying, boss, I've just binned your car, be a bit awkward. Obviously not that I'm kicking the head on this, but obviously give it a little bit more, and yeah, I like it. Obviously they're still holding strong money at the moment, so that's maybe why not everyone's considering them, but obviously you've got to see the flip side of that, as if they're still holding strong money now, when you come to sell it, it's going to be holding strong money still. So even though it might be more than you're looking to spend, the overall like cost of ownership is going to be a bit better. But we'll go and get a few little revs of it now, definitely more aggressive, and look at me, the exhaust, isn't it? So even though the two like hot hatches, they are like completely different, like the personality, I'd say. Obviously with the BM you can get the arse out and have it all over the place if you wanted, but as Sam was saying, it stuck well in today's weather. Whereas this, like, it just always feels like it wants you to just go fast and just eggs you on a bit. That chum. Right, so we're back from our drives and both of these, TCR and the M140. Both very different cars, as we said in the video. I think it depends what you need the car for. I went out thinking I'd like that more, but I think now, I know it's a little bit more money, but I think I'd actually sway towards that one. If you're doing big mileage and need it every day, the M140, no doubt, is the best all-rounder. I'd say it's better than a Golf R as well. It's fast, it's nice inside, it looks nice but without being like in your face, so if you're worried about things happening to your car or leaving it in car parks and stuff, like, it's absolutely perfect for that. But if you want something that you kind of sat at home and you think, oh, I should go for a little spin, go nail it around some twisties and some back lanes, I think this would egg you on a little bit more. Maybe it's because it's got the aftermarket, I can't even speak, the aftermarket exhaust. It obviously sounds a bit more aggressive and a bit sportier, but I don't know, I think the interior is a little bit nicer as well. That's one thing I don't like about my own M4, I think the interior is a little bit, can't say that, a bit poor. Either way, you're going to be absolutely made up with them, but I'd probably sway towards this TCR. It is loud, like, but that's what some people like, isn't it?
Not a fan of bag stuff, me anyway.
No, I've always swayed towards BMs, but I don't know, that's, I think especially because you just see so many 140s about. Yeah. In that, you're going to kind of draw a little bit more attention, which I like, a bit of a poser. I think the wheels really suit it well as well. Obviously, it's got the Japan racing, I think, and like the bronze look really good. But I think overall, as a package, it's something a little bit different. It's a bit more exciting than a Golf R, so I'd probably sway towards that. But we get that many cars in here, I'd probably change my mind to get it for nicer spec. 40 came in, maybe like a louder exhaust or if it was stage 2 or something, but at the moment I'd sway towards that. Thanks for watching, guys. As I say, we've got loads of stock in the showroom still. Have a little look on our website, let us know what you'd quite like us to do a review. Obviously got the R34 in. What else have we got? We've got a nice M4, we've got the V10, M6 and the M5. We've got all sorts, and the stock's always changing. So let us know in the comments down below what you'd like to see us drive, and make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.